well. Just coming off of our Alabama game, and just an opportunity to get back home in front of our home crowd this Saturday at 3. And really, when you look at the month of November, the season of November, we're talking about right now, 3 of our four games are being played in front of our home crowd. So, got a great opportunity in front of us. There's still a lot left in this season, and it starts this Saturday against Mississippi State.
First up, we have Tom Murphy, the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette.
Yeah, watching practice yesterday, it looked like Ben was throwing with a little more authority. Could you give us an update on his health and just the quarterback situation in general?
Yeah, I mean, well, they all got reps yesterday, but Ben was definitely looked as healthy as I've seen him in quite some time.
Yeah, and yesterday it looks like you guys were just sharper, fewer balls on the ground in your passing drills at the start of practice as compared to the Tuesday you were outside the week before that. I'm just wondering if you noticed that.
Yeah, Tom, I thought that yesterday, it started Sunday, these guys coming back in here ready to get better and just focused on just one day at a time, and knowing that we enter an entirely different season the month of November, and what's left ahead of us, and just challenging ourselves just to stay the course and keep working. And as I expected them to show up on Tuesday with great energy and crisp at practice on both sides of the ball and our special teams, I thought yesterday was one of our better Tuesdays that we've had.
Next, we have Bob Holton, the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette.
Hey, Chad, how you doing?
Good, Bob.
I guess it looks like, assuming Shane Clinton's probably going to start at left guard, and I think that might be the 6th different starting combination you guys have had on the line. I guess first, how's Shane looking this week, and how do you feel about him starting?
Well, I feel we've definitely had to have some rotation this year due to injuries, especially as late. And Shane did a good job when he stepped in there last Saturday. He did a good job and filling some voids and did some good things. He'll continue to come along and get better. We got to make sure that we got a plan if we have any more injuries there. So Shane will be working some at center as well.
And then obviously, that's just, offensive line's a position you want to have continuity if possible. I mean, I've seen seasons where the same 5 guys start every game in the same spot, but obviously you haven't been able to do anything close to that this year with the injuries. But how do you deal with that? How challenging is that? How do you think the guys have dealt with it?
Well, I think our guys have dealt with it tremendous. I mean, they understand that it's part of the game. Injuries happen, and in this league, it's a line of scrimmage league, and we understand that. And it's the next man up mentality. And so we've tried to do a good job of bringing some of these freshmen along, and Bo Limmer and Brady Latham and those guys. We know that what Ricky's done for us, but when you have multiple injuries, it forces you to try to find your next best 5, and sometimes that means just sliding guys around. It's not the ideal thing, but it's the thing you do, and I think our guys have done a great job with it, and we'll continue to build on it and move forward.
Next is Scotty Bordelon of Whole Hogs.
Hey, Coach, we've seen Chase Hayden on the practice field with you guys lately, but I don't think he's played since San Jose State. I'm just curious if he might figure into the last month of the season at all.
Right now with where we're at with our running back position, we're and he's already played in his 4 games. We're right now our plans are to try to redshirt him if we can.
All right, and then I think it looked like you guys sounded that way, and that you were going to challenge Jarquez McClellan on Saturday. I think he pulled him in the second half. Just curious how he responded to that.
Well, I thought he had a good day yesterday. I thought yesterday was good on both sides of the ball as far as practice, and it'll just be something that he'll respond to the challenge. He's a great competitor, and it's just it's something that you just deal with. You just come back to work and you put your head down and you go to you try to get better, and that's what he did yesterday.
Yeah, I'm disappointed in our loss against Texas A&M, a quality SEC opponent on the road. Excited to get back on track this week and play a Arkansas team on the road, and it's going to be a great challenge.
First up, we have Tom Murphy of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette.
Hey, Joe, I got a puzzler for you here. What do you make of the Arkansas quarterback situation going into this game, and what have you seen from that bunch?
Yeah, you get crossover film throughout the course of the season, and certainly Starkville Hicks and the young kid Jones came in and did a real nice job at the end of the Alabama game and led a touchdown drive. So it's difficult to prepare for all three. I don't know that the system necessarily changes based on who's in the game, but you've certainly seen glimpses of production out of all three of those guys.
Okay, other side of the ball, what do you see from the Arkansas defense? What do you guys need to do well to move the ball in this game?
Like always, I think you have to establish the run and doing a good job getting Colin Hill moving. The nose guard, real good interior defensive lineman. Very very active, very twitchy, very sudden and explosive. The middle linebacker's a 3-time All-SEC guy, and they got a mixture of some older guys and some young guys on the back end. So I think Coach Davis does a real nice job. Any defense, and in particular this one's going to be a real challenge this week.
Next is Tyler Porca of the Jackson Clarion Ledger.
Hey, Joe. We were talking to Darryl last night, and he brought up an interesting tidbit that beginning of the week you had all the players write down a little letter. Why they played football was the prompt. How did that come about, and how useful and how engaging do you think it was having the guys do that?
Yeah, what I wanted to do, talk to them about what's their why and who they would want to dedicate the game to. And throughout the course of the season, you're always looking for different ways to motivate the guys and keep them encouraged. And there's a lot of people in their lives and throughout their journey to get to the SEC, through high school and through Pop Warner, that they owe a debt of gratitude to, and who they feel close to, and just kind of want to remember that it's something you should keep in perspective, that there's a lot of people out there who have supported you to help you get to the spot where you are today.
How have you been able to go through all of them, and what's it been like on your end, learning more about your players in that way?
We just got them all turned in this morning. We wanted them to have them at position meetings yesterday, so we got them all accumulated this morning, so I haven't had a chance yet.
Awesome. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Tyler.
Next is Bob Hilton, the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette.
Hey, Joe. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm okay. Hey, I know you won 8 games last year and went to a nice bowl game. I know it's just your second year there, but lately I've been reading things like Paul Feinbaum goes on the radio and says you're a smart guy and a good coach, but he's not sure you're the right guy for Mississippi State. I read that you could be coaching for your job at Arkansas in this game. A loss could be devastating. I mean, how are you doing down there, and do these things get to you? Kind of how do you deal with the pressure and the heat, I guess?
Yeah, I haven't heard any of those things from anyone here at Mississippi State, so I'm worried about making sure we put these kids in a good position to be successful this week with the game plan, doing a good job at practice, improving our urgency and our precision, and going out on Saturday and playing a great game. So, I understand. You understand what you sign up for when you become a head coach in this league: the good, the bad, and the ugly. And people are entitled to their opinions and what they think is reality, and I'm entitled to mine as well. So, I'm excited about what we did last year. I'm excited about the current state, and I'm excited about the future of the program. So, that's where we're at, and that's where I'm at. If I was any better, there'd be 2 of me.
I know you lost a lot of weight, but I wish I could. But and I know coaching at Penn State, that's big time. That's pressure. But that you were an OC there. What's it like being a head coach in the SEC, and has it been different than what you maybe expected?
No, I talked to Coach Franklin about it prior to coming down here, and some of the ups and downs, the highs and lows, and what it takes. But part of the reason of taking this job amidst other opportunities after the 16 and 17 season is I wanted to gauge myself and compete against the best of the best in the SEC. So going into it when you're coaching against Coach Saban and the other great coaches in this conference, and the recruiting aspect of it as well is it's going to be a grind every single day on the field and off the field. The margin of error is going to be small. And the praise when you do well is going to be high, and the criticism when you perform poorly is going to be harsh, and that's just part of it. I mean, this conference has gone through a bunch of great coaches, and some have stayed, and some have had hard times, and it's just, I mean, I hate to simplify it to this matter. It's what you sign up for, so it is what it is.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next is Ben Portnoy with the Commercial Dispatch.
Hey, Joe. How's it going?
Great.
Just talking to Kylan last night, we were talking about establishing the run and how that kind of came about a little bit more against A&M, and obviously the offense got clicking a little bit more in that second half. To you, what do you see as kind of the next step in the progression of the offense? And I guess, is there anything you look to this week that maybe you want to see improved from last week?
I think continuing to focus on our efficiency and explosiveness in the run game. Connected on a bunch of down the field throws that were explosive, and have done that throughout the season. I think we need to, one, not turn the ball over and do a good job with ball security and decision making, and then do a better job converting on third down. So those would be the two areas right now where we need to see the most improvement.
Definitely. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.